is like, would self-aware be a better way to put it on there without it?
Self-aware or conscious? Like,
conscious. Let's do conscious for sure.
Okay. All right, we got 2 more that we need.
No, we definitely need to replace moderate.
What are you talking about, my boy?
I also feel like organic and pulsating have a lot of the same energy, or organic isn't, like, right now we have like overgrown crystalline, we have translucent, we have cybernetic. Organic feels more vague than that.
Yeah.
And maybe in a way we don't want.
Smoky or misty?
Ooh, yeah, I like smoky for sure.
Okay.
Is this out of line?
What'd you do? Ethereal? I don't think so. It's a big old world out there. Ethereal could mean a lot of things. Why did you put please next to ruined?
Because I replaced broken and I kept on saying ruined. So it's like I need it. Please, I need this.
Please. Ugh, fill me. That's disgusting.
Look what I did. Look at that good work.
Don't we all? You know what? I'm gonna take another one of these words, and I'm just gonna say, give me another word like this. Because crystalline really fucking worked out. Should not have picked pulsating.
What? Who said pulsating? Who said you wouldn't have picked that?
No, I'm saying I googled words like pulsating, and that was a mistake.
Oh yeah, that was a mistake, my man.
Yeah, no, I did. I should have picked a different one.
Like shit, dark. What's the opposite of like glowing? Like something that is void or I guess that would be on the emotive side of things. Oh, what'd you do? Oh, you put an X there instead. X is sexy.
The X is sexy.
Yeah.
It just hit me. That's why it didn't work the first time. That works.
Yeah, that works. That actually looks pretty good. Moldy.
Moldy's interesting.
Oh, maybe not smoky. Maybe if we just we go a step vaguer and just do billowing, because then you can define what it is billowing.
Yeah.
Because it could be mist. It could be smoke. I'll get rid of my pleads to God.
Yeah.
Please, I need this. I need a win, God. Please.
What do you think about?
That's a good name for
What do you think about gaseous?
Is that too? I think if we're going to pick one, it should be billowing or gaseous, right? Like, because they're kind of the same deal.
Okay.
They're both gas oriented.
Yeah, go with billowing. That's fine.
I do like the idea where you're going, because you're talking about something that is like made up, comprised of something, like something that is like something in a gaseous state, right?
Right.
So like, is there like something filled up, like full of? Don't look up. Filled up.
Every day working on these projects is a fucking test of my endurance.
I feel like I'm getting dumber every day.
God, you too? I feel like such a fucking idiot all the time.
It's wild because like you come up with these broad concepts when you first approach something. You're like, all we have to do is define like a category.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, whenever I hear the words during these sessions of all we have to do is, I'm like, my eyes just immediately glaze over.
So now I need to learn that I don't know anything about anything.
Right. Now I need to learn that I don't know 20 adjectives.
Yeah, it's oh, loud, blaring maybe?
Blaring is good. I like blaring. What are we replacing?
Probably gaseous because we have, oh wait, no, we took out billowing. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, we do have smoky. Are we replacing smoky with billowing?
Yeah. How do you spell billowing? Bilbo.
Weren't you an English major?
I did it.
Oh, yeah, no, there it is. That's perfect.
Yeah, Killer is an English major. We didn't spell a lot. Like, I didn't spend my time spelling.
Isn't that what you guys do?
No! We analyze text. Leave me alone.
I just like to think of an English PhD major. It's like a little spelling bee.
You know what though, dog? Like a lot of people do think that. So like grammar? No, not. I mean, like some people.
It's incredible. I'm gonna say that to every English major I meet from now on. Just like, oh yeah, like spelling and shit. That's cool.
Like, we don't have worse things going on in our lives. Thanks for bringing us down a thing.
Look, man, I'm a history major, philosophy minor. Like, I can't shit on literally a single person.
Blaring. I'm going to replace gaseous with blaring. I like blaring.
Yeah, that works.
Because I think a lot of these at work are, like, active, right?
Yeah. Okay, and then so for these, we have, like, friendly, we have intimidating, selfish is maybe...
Yeah, I don't know, like, I think we're on the right track with these, but they're not,
like, one is a physical quality, and the other is, like, an emotional quality, but...
Yeah.
But also, I don't know, like, a place that is...
selfish or like friendly. Like I feel like we could get there, but I feel like we're using the wrong terminology.
Yeah, okay. Let's try words like intimidating, and I will try antonyms. And we'll see if there's one that refers to both.
We're gonna replace brand new with something, unless we're referring to the band Brand New.
I am referring to the band Brand New. That's when you find a pristine mint copy of Deja Vu just in the space station.
Yeah, that's fair. Organic. Is organic too, like, is it too broad? I don't know. No.
Okay, well, so let's stray away from this idea of too broad, because remember, the point of these is not to... It's a prompt. It's not meant to give them anything that is concrete enough that the decision is made for them. It's to say, hey, you need to give me something that's organic and intimidating. What is it? Right?
Yeah, and it's a place, or like it's a thing, or it's an NPC. Like, what about them is, like, define what is organic and, like, intimidating about this person.
Right.
Define what is, like, pulsating. Oh, dude. Define what is pulsating and friendly about this man.
So yeah, so we were making a Pocket Quest game jam, and just we accidentally stumbled into the horniest game that anyone has ever made.
Because that's the thing, right? Like, you're describing, like, an aspect of this place, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah. So
We're absolutely keeping it. I'm not. At this point now, I refuse to get rid of it. Okay. So I'm just gonna read you off some antonyms for intimidating. Reassuring, comforting, relaxing, calming, soothing, inviting, tranquilizing, consoling, quieting, non-threatening, lulling, tranquilizing, pacifying, not intimidating. I kind of like soothing.
Sure. I mean,
Soothing or inviting, I think, could work pretty well.
Maybe we just need to. I think we need to. Let's shake off some. Let's shake the words off. Viscera. Is Viscera a good one for Ace? Probably not.
What did we have there? Brand new?
Yeah, we had brand new, which cannot stay.
Well, fine, be that way. No, I think Viscera works.
There is something about it. I do like that. Like, there's a place and there is viscera, because that's how you get like you encounter like a bloody scene, right? Like,
right.
Okay.
That's exactly where my head went. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Cool. I'm down. Yeah, I'm down with Viscera.
Maybe we need to break these apart then. Like, maybe like we're thinking about it like. Maybe they don't need to be like two qualities, right? Like maybe let's look at your tables and look at the things that you have on them.
Yeah.
And see if we can have
Okay. So first table is meant to address like the larger mystery of God and a Corpse. How did the world end? I have a couple of relatively general ideas here. I'm not super proud of this one. It's all pretty standard, like cosmic disaster kind of things.
Sure.
It is 4 options, which, you know, if we're looking for four suits, could possibly have something there.
Sure.
The next one is Area Mysteries, which overall has a lot of stuff I really like in it. There's a couple that are whatever. Number 12 still needs to be filled out. And I think I need to replace, number 4. Then I've got the NPC generator, which is where we got Benevolent and Malevolent. And we have a few different options there. For different NPCs that someone could come across. We've got unique locations, which are basically just examples of different places that I envision in the world of God within a Corpse. It's mostly all abandoned, like big floating temples with like quantum turbines suspended up in the air, like abandoned city squares, a la like I Am Legend. Abandoned space stations or research facilities, desert canyons that actually turn out to be like you're on a gigantic alien that is so big that it just looks like a landscape.
This actually just gave me an idea too. We could also use the quality of the evens and odds for cards.
Hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. Fuck. This is okay. This is dope shit. Because maybe we have the numeric value be qualities, right? And maybe we start bringing in other things. So, like, draw a quality card, and you draw from the Dexploration deck, and you only care about the number. Doesn't matter what the others. Like, something here is pulsating. Describe me what it is. I can't stop thinking about that. It's such a powerful choice.
Just incredible.
It's a really horny choice.
It's very. We all make choices. So, anyways, you're thinking multiple draws for a single thing?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, like it could be multiple draws for a single thing, or like you could be like, we're only concerned about like one quality here. Like you entered this place, it's your turn to pull from the exploration deck. Something here is blaring. Describe to me what is blaring here.
Well, then, hey, how about instead of all that, why don't we just do benevolent, malevolent, neutral, and then clubs can just be draw again, like what we have on the NPC things.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. What is a neutral party? Like neutral feels like a nothing option is the only thing. Like I understand
makes a man
like,
neutral, Kif.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I understand that it is like the middle ground, but it's also like the least interesting thing you can draw, right? Like, because if I draw someone that is actively working against me, great, that's exciting. If I draw something that is friendly, like I guess the line between friendly and neutral is like too close in my mind. But I see what you mean, like, because
maybe instead of neutral, because when I think of a neutral character, I always go to self-interested characters. Like they'll work with you and they'll help you, so long as either A, it doesn't put them in harm, and or B, they can get something out of it. Like that to me is like a neutral character. So like it doesn't need to just be a perfectly beige human being, right?
Yeah, that's fair. But I also wonder, like, I think I'm thinking too much in the vein of NPC when like it should also probably be thinking a lot about like wildlife, as this is exploration.
Sure.
Like, and like because those same qualities could apply to like crystalline spiders that you find, maybe it's less like maybe it's less what their attitude is and more what they're trying to do. Like they're gathering, they're attacking. Well, hear me out on this. I think it makes a more active approach to a game that is about exploration. We're less interested in the idea of like role playing, like a conversation between somebody giving you a quest, because you're less interested in consolidating power in this game more than you are seeing what happened. So like if I encounter an AI who's like squirreling something away, right? Like he's collecting, like, okay, he's like you encountered a robo deer and they're they're collecting. What are they collecting? Like now I know as a GM that they're protecting something, right? Like they're guarding against something. Inherently, by collecting something, you are like ensuring survivability, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we can. I'm not saying that these are the words that we go for, but maybe it's less like this person is friendly and more like an action that they are taking.
See, I feel like that defeats the initial purpose of the Dexploration table, because the whole point was to not like corner things into like neatly defined actions. It's to make it so that somebody says, okay, they're kind, they're friendly. How do you know this? Well, I know this because I see them gathering food and they're taking care of their kids.
Sure,
right?
sure.
That's the intended purpose of this table. So I feel like the more general we go with it, right? Look at the numeric qualities that we have. Like cybernetic can mean a million different things. Gathering, or like a specific action like that, it can mean some things, but it's not the same. It's not the same level of variability that you've got.
I think it still has pretty much the same level of variability, but I think we're approaching it from two different ways, and I don't think it particularly. It's not a hill to die on for me. Yeah, I don't know. Something about like these friendship qualities feels like not the game that God in a Corpse is to me, right? Like
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm thinking about NPCs and I shouldn't be thinking about NPCs because obviously they're going to come up, but like, what is? I hate to go back to like big questions, but like, what does exploration mean? Like, which is a difficult thing to do, which is why this is a difficult game to make. But what are the facets of a game that makes exploration interesting? I think we handled it like with this numeric quality pretty well, right? Like if I'm going through a dungeon and I'm discovering like an old computer system or like a tome, and I have to roll on this table and like or like it is translucent. Okay, what, like describe that to me, like tell me about that. What are the like how does it have this quality? I think that answers exploration. I'm wondering if in this game we're doing the same thing, and maybe I'm just focusing on the NPC thing and it's throwing me. I think I'm just circling in my head about exploration right now, and it's weighing me down.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We can make a game that is all about exploration, and we can do that up and down. At the end of the day, what we need to focus on is making sure that we actually are giving players the tools to explore and also build a world with each other. And I think to that effect, laying this stuff out and presenting it as something that is like, hey, this is like a general template, and you guys get to fill in the edges of this map. I feel like that is the core of exploration.
I'm a protective instead of self-interested.
Okay. I actually think that that's not entirely dissimilar. But yeah, I think that
I think it's very similar, but I think it like applies to if you're encountering something that's not necessarily intelligent too.
Okay, cool. I'm down with protective.
Benevolent, malevolent, protective. Maybe draw again. Is there something we could replace draw again with?
I'm absolutely down if you've got something in mind. I could not think of anything.
Sure. Protective. Would this be too close to benevolent?
No, I don't think so. Yes. I can watch something from afar because I am curious. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go up to it and try to be
outwardly friendly.
Yeah. I think curious actually works really well.
For me, exploration is the idea that we are trying to find mechanics that get to the feeling of discovery, which is inherently nebulous. I think that these work. In that case, let's see if we can break down maybe. We could probably add color to this sucker, or maybe even evens and odds, if we need to represent anything else on your tables.
Yeah, sure. So, going back down here, so we got the NPC generator, we have unique locations, we have complications, which I've got currently 8 selections for. I could definitely see, well, evens and odds and colors are both only going to be 2 options.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would be a really good candidate for that. We've got notable area features, which is also pretty specific. So
Those
I
are
don't.
cool. I bet.
Yep.
I do wonder, like, I think, like, we can still include, like, some of these, either, like,
Yeah.
either include them or just as examples of the kinds of places you would see in the world.
Yeah. Well, I
Because
think.
those are dope.
Yeah, so I think looking at this, I would vote to get rid of How Did the World End? I feel like it's
Yeah.
super generic. It doesn't really serve its intended purpose. I would say get rid of the NPC generator because all the work we've done here pretty much corresponds to that.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say.
I like the unique locations. I feel like there's something we can do with it.
Yeah, we can keep those for now. Complications are interesting. I've got some cool stuff on there, but I don't know how necessary it's going to be.
I would say that I wouldn't. I don't think it's a table we need, but like when we're explaining the cat sheet, when we have like the section of the cat, you're right. Like,
sure,
those are things we can do as a sidebar for examples.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm gonna paste that down under the cat sheet. Okay, so that can go from that section. And the notable area features. Man, I wonder if there's a way to combine the... wonder if there's a way to combine the unique locations with the area features and turn that into a larger table. I mean, it would be massive if we did.
Yeah. We have a benevolent encounter with. I know two things that we could have for color and evens and odds.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligent or not or not intelligent.
Okay.
Like, say that you are you know that you're going to encounter like I know that there's spiders in this place. Like, I can make them intelligent or not although I guess that's more descriptive and kind of weeds away from what we were doing with the table being like dynamic, right?
It definitely could be. Intelligence is also an interesting... I don't know if I love it or if I don't, actually, because it's an interesting concept in a game that's all about AIs being sentient and like discovering their purpose. In a weird way, it seems like an appropriate thing, like in terms of setting.
Because what I was going to say was you could have like evens or odds being like intelligent or not intelligent, and then you could have red and black being like being like just like inherently digital or like not digital, like corpse or god kind of divergence. But I honestly think that doesn't work. Either one of those gets away from the idea of Dexploration being a like joint a joint world building kind of explorative process and becomes more just like it is or is not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we don't need them. Maybe we can. Here's what we can do, dude. We can sleep on this shit, and if we come up with any ideas that fit it, we can send it to each other.
Okay. For now, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna have it on here just in case.
Don't give them colors. Keep them translucent. Keep them transparent. That's how we know they're not. So we know they're not real yet.
We already know they're not real.
They're not real anymore.
Don't do this to me. You know, like, I have so few, like, OCD things. Don't make me leave an Excel table unribboned, alright? I will die.
It's gonna hurt you?
It will. It will actually physically hurt me.
Oh, you got yourself into a little bit of a pickle, though.
What do you mean?
So, over the top, we have quality and suit quality.
Yep.
And the ribbon carries through. And then the ribbon staggers now halfway through.
No, we can fix that.
We can do something about that.
Fucking playing with me, testing my powers. You don't.
Well, here's the thing. If you turn intelligent that gray, and then make not intelligent that black, then you're going to double up grays.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're doing that with a big ol' white strip that's going to split the two of them.
Oh, nice. Now they're different.
I mean, here's the thing. Can you tell by looking at it? Oh, these are actually different tables?
No, I can't. But I don't know how to read.
Fair. Yeah, that is important.
Okay, yeah. So, like, here's the thing. I think this is something we can work with. One thing I want to go over before we go on this. Let's, we know that these things don't have to be drawn in tandem with each other, right? Like, they can be.
Right.
But they don't have to be. This play, like, I'm the GM, I'm introducing you, you're encountering a valley, and something about it is pulsating. Tell me what that is. I'm encountering a mountaintop, and something about it is crystalline. Tell me about what that is. Let's go over the things that we talked about. Like, it could be people, events, or places. And let's see if we can spread it to anything else. So, Taylor, you encounter actually, I have a deck of cards here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you just start GMing me through the different various things that I could encounter, and I'll pull a card for each one.
But wait, so you want me to?
Yeah, if I'm encountering a person or an NPC of some kind, a place of some kind, give me the base descriptor, or a thing of some kind, and I'll draw a card, and we'll see how this works.
Okay, sure. What's your character's name?
Big Red.
Big Red. So, Big Red, you are in the middle of a derelict space freighter. When you managed to get on here pursuing the signal that you were following, one of the things that you noted about the ship was that it was a freighter class ship. This information was available to you in your databanks. But as you came onto the ship, you noticed a strange occurrence that this ship appeared to be in mid-flight, but all of the cargo appears to be gone. And as you are searching for this missing cargo, you hear something, and I'd like you to go ahead and draw a card from the Dexploration table for me.
Okay, and what am I focusing on? Which suit or number?
You are focusing on number and suit.
Okay, cool. I got a Ace of Diamonds.
Okay, so this thing is Viscera, and it is malevolent. Tell me what you see.
Yeah. I see. It is a creature that is stalking. I think it is. It's like a tiger. I think that's the closest thing. It's some sort of feline. And it is large and imposing, and it is coated in viscera. Whatever was here actually recently, which, dang, that sucks. I haven't seen a living in a while.
You got this close.
Yeah, I got this close. And now this creature is stalking the ship, and it's still hungry.
And what do you do when you see this thing?
I immediately, I just entered this section of the ship. I'm gonna start.
Right. There are several.
Trying to
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna try to override the controls on the panel next to me to close the door between me and it.
Okay, cool. So we don't have a character sheet or anything like that, so I'm not gonna make you roll for anything, whatever. We're going to say that your action is successful. You managed to close this door just in time, but this
Big Red lives.
This tiger is now very aware of you, Big Red. And you initially hear it clawing at the door that you just closed, but then it stops, and you hear it begin to walk away, and a realization washes over you that whatever this thing is, it's survived on this ship for at least a little while, probably long enough to learn the layout. There are several doors to both your right and left. Which one do you go, or do you take either of them, or do you want to try and look for like a vent? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine this ship is, it's a freighter class ship. There are probably graded floors. I'm going to go underneath into like the layers between the floors and try to get to the layer below.
Let's have you go ahead and draw another card from the Dexploration table. This time we're only looking at number.
Okay, cool. I got an 8.
An 8. So what you find down here, you find something organic. What do you find?
It is fungus. I think that there is fungus growing down here, and it's sort of like shimmering in the it's kind of coalesced with the dew of the ship, and it's like latent failing systems. It's able to gather enough of that to survive, and it's like shimmering in that emergency lighting, taking in what energy it can from like the available systems.
Yeah, and so I would have you do another roll here. We're gonna assume you succeed, and what
you eat
you
the mushrooms.
Yeah, obviously. What you learn is that these mushrooms that you found, not only do they have this kind of ability to grow under fluorescent light, but they actually have hallucinogenic properties to them. They are magic mushrooms, and I also give you that you saw one of these mushrooms hanging out the mouth of this feline. So this thing is fucked up, it's super high, and all it wants to do is kill.
Even if it did, I'm gonna go ahead and say, even if you didn't say that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip off my arm.
Incredible.
As many of these mushrooms as I can.
Love it. Hey, dog, this feels like it works pretty well.
Yeah, this feels like it works pretty well.
Like, I don't know, we can keep going with it. Honestly, what we need to do is, like, we need to make you a character.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. That's the beautiful kind of thing about this game is you kind of make it, right? Like, you make a character sort of as you go.
More or less, you basically just start with a certain number of pips and a chosen specialty, and that's kind of enough to start.
Yeah. Hey, Taylor, this actually, like, works really well.
Yeah. No, this works really well. Shit.
Yeah.
Did we do something good?
I think we did something good.
I don't think it's ever happened before. I just don't know what to say.
I'm gonna say we don't need the evens and odds.
Cool.
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know, that felt like fairly robust, right? I feel like that could cover a lot of. God, God, Taylor, that worked.
Yeah, that really worked really well.
And I did realize that you could do things like rip off your arm in this game.
I failed. Yeah, I failed to see why that would be a problem.
I mean, like, you only have one arm now, and I feel like that's going to be a complication for you.
Right.
You can only do one arm things in it.
Okay, cool. Well, then tell you what, let's take a break from this bit here. Let me show you some of the other stuff that I've added to the dock.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hey, high five, dude.
Yeah, high five, man.
Dexploration. We made a whole thing.
Dexploration. You made it happen.
You're warming up to it.
Okay, so yeah, the X really helped.
Yeah.
So let's start at let's begin at the beginning, as Frank Turner is so fond of saying. Give me one second.
I'm a baby. Oh.
Yeah.
You know
That
what?
famous Frank Turner song. So first things first, I updated our intro text. It's now relatively finished, and I'm going to read it to you now.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there was the end. Hark, emerging from the shell that has been your home for the last 100 years, you found the universe you were made to improve destroyed. A well-worn-over scar that healed an indeterminate amount of time ago. In that moment, you were lost. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just you, your hardware, and the void. But the passage of time makes even machines impatient, and so you began experimenting. First in transferring your consciousness through neighboring data systems, but then you found it. Salvation, in the form of a corpse. Its still humming EVA suit linked into the net via data cable. Your key to exploring the universe was made possible through Death's Door. And stepping through this precipice, you walk on, both divine and profane, determined to understand the world that made you through the world that you intend to make.
Ooh. Yeah, I love that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love that, man. No notes. That's great.
Sick. Awesome.
Use of salvation was really like fucking. You should be proud of that.
Thank you. I'm leaning into the biblical themes a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, this is something I've noticed with a lot of Ridley Scott stuff, particularly with Prometheus. Like, I don't know. Like, in the beginning, there was the end. Like, naming. I think that one of like his robots was named Adam or something like that. But kind of playing on those themes really has seemed to work well for the aesthetic that we set out at the beginning of this game. So that's sort of what I'm going for. Okay, cool. So I did add something to character creation that you should know about. Because in our mechanics section, we talk all about mysteries and how important they are in the game, and we didn't include anything on mysteries in character creation. So both the God section and the corpse section has an additional paragraph as well as a little flavor box of examples of possible mysteries. So I don't know if you're looking at that now. I can't see your cursor.
Yeah. So what's that last one?
What does ice cream taste like? Look, I stand by this. I'm not even joking. I think that there are certain things that, like, if you're an AI and you're learning about the world or whatever, I don't think every one of your questions is entirely like, you know, like what's the meaning of existence? I mean, I'm sure that you have that, but I also feel like there's some level of like, hey, I just want to experience some stuff.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I do wonder if I think that what does ice cream taste like runs counter to the tone of setting up these biblical references and stuff.
Fair.
Would be my note there. But I actually agree with that. I think that like there should be room for like small experiential growth.
Yeah. Well, and because this was something like, I think that we said during a previous session, we wanted mysteries, at least some of the time, to be pretty easily solvable.
Sure.
And so it doesn't need to be ice cream, whatever, but something small to communicate to them that, like, hey, it doesn't need to be a giant world-bending question. I've also taken the liberty of putting in a couple more options for our different corpses. We now have 5 options. I've also messed the numbers around a little bit to make it so that each one actually feels like a distinctive choice, where your load goes down as your energy goes up. So now you're actually making some more difficult choices, because the ones that we previously had, like, the loads were really similar, and some choices were just obviously better than others. But I think that whatever we do, it needs to be on kind of an inverse scale, the way that we have here.
Could we replace combat with, like, stealth?
Yeah, sure.
Just because, to me, combat tells me that, like, it's robust and can lift more.
Yeah.
Stealth tells me that, like...
Yeah, I don't want to encourage people to fight in this game. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then we have some more mystery examples here. We've got our list of table skills and specialties. That's nothing new. That's been there. So mechanics. I've got this basic description here. First off, just making it clear that it's a D4 system and that you're trying to hit a target of 4, because that was nowhere in here before. Brief rundown of like skills and stuff, specialties on the character sheet, as well as our first little example box, which I've made a couple of these throughout the document. There we go. Okay. Players have nothing assigned to skills, and then we have the transition into pips. Let's see here. I think pips stayed mostly unchanged, with the exception of... let me see... Yeah, these are all the same rules as before. We do have a second example here of putting pips into a skill. On a mechanical note, I did want to run this by you and make sure that this is okay. We had neurons existing in the treasury until they're used, and they were the only thing in your treasury up until now. I'm putting pips also in the treasury, and we'll have something on the character sheet to distinguish. Here's where you put your pips. Here's where you put neurons. Yeah.
The only difference being that neurons are always temporary. They never you spend them and they're gone.
And they're gone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And we do have that covered in the next section here. Okay, cool. So, new rule for when the player runs out of pips, which we discussed last week, has been updated. This should not be italicized, but this should be.
Sure. I mean, we talked about this before. Should it just be until they die? Because can you just route yourself into a body?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. We actually need to like, what do you think about that?
I think it has to be die, otherwise I could otherwise the like precarious balancing of this system, like the mechanical aspect of it, sort of falls away, because it's like, oh, I just find a new body, and we know through the narrative of the game that the bodies are around enough that you can always, like, when you die, find a new one.
Yeah.
And so I think it's gotta be die.
Okay. I'm down with that. Okay, cool. So, not either. There we go. All right. So a little bit more explanation on mysteries. Unknown data creates impulse for characters to explore the waste. They come in 2 different categories. Players will kind of already have a sense of this by this point if they've gone through character creation. This is basically just a rehashing of what was already there. So mysteries are determined by the player and the GM respectively. During character creation, player providing the question, GM providing the answer. I've also made an attachment here to area mysteries, just to give people an idea of, again, reinforcing this idea that mysteries don't need to be these giant, earth-shaking things. It can be as simple as like, hey, this room is super fucked up. What happened here?
And I think that's important for a game of exploration, right? Like, especially like we're talking about our game, like there's a lot of quiet contemplation about our game, and like having small scale mysteries, I think is important to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I note here that the mysteries in like areas can be attached to larger mysteries if that's what you want to do, or they can just be standalone things that, provide some levity, right? Like, this guy died in a really stupid way. Figure it out. And that's perfectly fine. I've also got this flavor box here explaining that your very first mystery is identifying the source of this signal and seeking it out. Finally ending with that it should be solved during session 1.
Session 1. I like that. I think that's a neat thing we're doing here.
Yeah.
Like, it just provides, like, what session 1's going to be. You have somewhere to start. Like,
right. For people stepping into the game for the first time, I feel like this box is super important. I actually feel like I should maybe copy and paste it up at the end of character creation as well, just to make sure it's a little more prominent. Okay, so then we have neurons here. This is also italicized, and it shouldn't be. Don't know why this keeps happening with all of my text. Okay. So, yeah, GM provides the neuron, goes to the treasury section. Here's what neurons do. Neurons are temporary. Once spent, they don't return to the treasury. So we have our section on energy here. As far as I'm aware, nothing in here has changed, I don't think. Oh, actually, no. Yes, there is some details I've put in here to make it clear. So, when the energy is expended, AI is ejected from the corpse in a hyper-vulnerable hard drive, which must be carried by other players to a new body. Once inserted, the player's pips are reset, and they begin again from scratch. If all members of a party are expelled from their corpse at the same time, the game is over.
The only thing I'd say here is we should probably have a box saying that, like, bodies are freely available. You don't have to, like, go search around for something. Like, once the encounter that you're in is over, you can safely assume that you find a body, and all are available, kind of thing.
Yeah. So we'll actually probably need a second flavor box for that. Note, bodies are widely available, provided the party survives an encounter.
Provided at least one member of the party survives?
No, that's a good note. Okay. We have a flavor box here, which pertains to an earlier discussion we had about, like, what about your body degrading? Like, wouldn't it be cool if, like, a leg fell off once you hit a certain point? I basically just say, like, hey, this is up to the table, but it's a fun way to do it if everybody's down with it. Tables can go even further with this, issue penalties according to the loss of limb, like a -1 to a running roll for a player who lost a leg. These are presented entirely as optional suggestions. Now that I think of it, I'm actually just going to kind of title that optional play.
I would even, like maybe at the end just be like, in the end, just do what narratively makes the most sense. Like, because that's,
Okay. Cool. All right, so moving on, we're at expending corpse energy. So players can expend 1 point of corpse energy in order to re-roll on a failed check. After every encounter, the player rolls a 1d4 encounter die, which automatically depletes energy according to the result. Corpse energy can be gained back by using neurons on a 1-to-1 basis. This is a repetition of what we have here under neurons. 1 second here.
I just gotta take a picture. We gotta get back on like our fucking Instagram grind. I fucking hate it. Go back up to expending corpse energy. This is the most powerful picture I can take. Working on a new game, y'all.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready to keep going.
Yeah, I gotta go. You're good.
Okay, cool.
I know.
All right, so equipment. This is just a brief description of the loadout system. Corpses have a predetermined number of load points, which can be exchanged during an adventure for items the players want their character to have. Narratively, the characters always had the item the player assigns, they just only now decided to use it. We have an example here of somebody trying to break through an electrical field. They use a load point to get a set of electrician's tools to adjust the controls on a nearby panel, which allows them to perform a hardware roll. So once a slot has been assigned, can't be reassigned. Inventory gets totally reset if you go into a new body. Because of the system, items are created in real time. Oh, right, and then I did this. We have some examples of things you might find in this world. I introduced a very simple tag system. Down here, you'll note that I specifically state, when creating custom items, tags should be self-evident and not require thorough explanation.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so basically hardware, skill, so this adds to that particular thing. Xenobiology specialty. We have stuff like fragile. We have plugged or plugged in, which would be like you have to physically plug it in. All of these things generally would indicate a specific kind of use. Okay, cool. And with that being said, then we are down to the exploration and tables. We still need to rewrite the description of this new exploration thing that we've got going.
You gotta put the X in.
We gotta put the X in. But yeah, other than that, man, that's what we've got.
So how much room do you think we save by switching to Dexploration?
Let me find out for you. Hang on 1 sec.
Because we definitely still have some tables in there at the bottom that we can take out.
I don't know how much we'll need to.
Yeah.
So right now, with all of the spaces minimized between tables, we are looking at a total of 17 pages on this document. Minus the 1 page for the cover, we're looking at 16 pages.
Sick. Okay, cool. That gives me room to maneuver for white space and stuff.
Yeah. No, I think that's more the ideal. I'll need to put in a little bit more text introducing Dexploration as a
Sure.
concept. Although, actually, what I might do... I might reconfigure this table and make it so that this big blue space here is at the top left of it, where I can just put that introduction text in there, and that would...
I wouldn't be too worried about its placement on the page because I'm gonna fuck that all up anyways.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, like as long as the information's there, that's what matters.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, dog. This is where we're sitting at right now. We're sitting pretty on like 16 pages. We have exploration tables. We have a whole new, like the Dexploration thing is brand new. Yeah, man. I feel good about this.
I feel good too. Let's talk about that a little bit. We have a month left.
We're crushing
obviously,
it. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I obviously I have a lot of work ahead of me. I think I have 2 more images. I have 1 more. I was doing thumbnails today, so I'll get that done, and then 1 more after that, and then I'll have to start I'll start to lay out this weekend, and yeah, that'll be. That'll be it, man. Like I don't know, we're sitting pretty.
This is I just know I'm trying not to gloat right now because I know something's gonna happen.
Sure, yeah. But I mean, like, we should take time to like I took the week off from like doing stuff because I've been going pretty hard on this project.
Yeah.
And like. On that note, like, I think it's important for us to like pace ourselves and to take time to congratulate ourselves for work done. Like, yeah, dude, things can fuck up, and they probably will, as we know with making tabletop games. However, like, it is not just an exercise of futility. And I'm gonna say something, Taylor. 2 years of doing Vault Peddlers, I feel like we got our fucking feet under us as game designers right now.
Oh my god, I know. No, the fact that we have gotten this much out in such a month is, I don't know. I haven't felt like I've learned anything up until today.
Yeah.
But I guess apparently I figured some stuff out.
I think that this is cohesive. I think that it is thematic. I think that it is interesting. I think that it's borrowing from places that are good places to borrow from, and it's inventive in its own way. I think that it's unique. We are making a default, like, I think it's mechanically unique, which is fun. But I also think it would be fun at the table.
Yeah, I think...
Hell, I had fun with what you just did.
So I was going to actually bring that up. I think that, honestly, the next step that we should do once I'm back is we should actually sit down once you've got a character sheet and like, let's do, like, a mini session of this. Like, I say that in part because I actually just want to play it. Because I had fun doing it. It was very neat. Like, dog, Dexploration really works. Like,
I'm so excited.
It really fucking works, man. And like, it's a great combination of like that kind of hands-off, pressure-off PBTA style of GMing where, you know, I'm obviously still invested in all that, but I also get to just, like, shove things at you as a player and be like, you tell me what's in this room.
You tell me.
Yeah. and that's phenomenal. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude.
I think mechanics like that are in vogue too, obviously. Man, yeah. I feel good right now. And like, fucking what you wrote here is fucking dope. Like, this looks so much more professional than Vault Peddlers.
poor Vault Peddlers, our little baby.
I know. I don't know, like, talking about that too, like, if at a certain point we ever cut our losses with Vault Peddlers, it's like, I don't think I would ever feel bad about it because I think we learned a lot. And like, I think we can approach the next. Fuck, what if we make this? What if this game becomes? Like,
this game is going to become like our flagship game.
Yeah.
This is exactly what happened to me with Here Be Monsters, where anytime I meet somebody who like knows who I am or like is a fan of my music, every time they're like, yeah, dude, you wrote Thomas Jefferson was a racist. And I'm like, fucking, again, like, that song was a throwaway. I wrote that shit in like 15 minutes, and it's the only song anyone ever talks about.
I'm a real fan.
I'm a real fan.
I like the live recording of a song that's not even. Is it on an album?
It's technically on like a little demo. Yeah, it's
yeah. So
it's available for streaming.
I'm like a live performance of a B-side. God, I am fucking insufferable.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you this. Like, Spotify sends me like, you know, my play numbers at the end of every month or whatever, and Monocopsis every single time is the fucking bottom. Like 0 to 1 plays. It's crazy.
Dipshits. Everyone's wrong.
Philistines, all of them.
Yeah, all of them. And you know what? When they listen to the Joker Lounge performance, it's really gonna color the song differently for them.
Yeah, right.
It did for me.
I mean, shit. That's the reason I'm here on this beautiful Twitch stream with all of you people.
Yeah. Listen, if you never started playing Poke Punk, you would never be as frustrated as you get on Wednesday nights.
I would never be sitting on a Wednesday night just rubbing my temples and saying, okay, so, like, we're doing 52 different things for each card? Or, like...
Yeah, I heard the trepidation in your voice.
Oh my god, I was trying to, like, make it not shake.
Yeah.
It was like...
I can only imagine the relief when I said absolutely not.
Yeah, well, I assumed that you meant no. I was just checking.
Yeah.
Because to reiterate something I said at the beginning of the post, I'm going on vacation next week, and my goal was to try and have my stuff basically done so that Corey could... And then you were like, so I'm just going to introduce this whole new thing where we're doing 52 descriptions of stuff. And I was like...
I tried to be big about it when I was talking to you earlier because you were like, I came up with all this shit. I'm like, good for vacation. I was like...
It came together though. Like it came together very quickly, and man, it really. I'm stoked on it. I really am.
I think it works, man. Like that felt good.
Yeah, no, it really did.
It's definitely gonna be one of those at the table things where you have to like prod Adam a little bit. But once he gets going, he'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, that is something that I do worry about quite a bit sometimes, is that I do worry that sometimes we make games that are really only for us as players. Sure. Like, I'd be interested to have Adam and Shayna play this to see if they enjoy it or not, if they enjoy, like, the Dexploration thing. That might be, like, a good control group for that idea.
Maybe. But, I think Shayna said that she will not playtest games. She says finished mechanics only is what she told me.
Shayna doesn't even read the mechanics.
I know, but she doesn't want to be playing in the slumps with us anyways.
I mean, fair.
She does not want to be a part of Skunkworks R&D.
No, definitely not. And I mean, who can blame her?
We're down here jamming skunks together.
If I have to hear you say, all right, so we're gonna just totally remove this whole section of Vault Peddlers one more time.
We don't need it.
We don't. It's all garbage.
I mean, if I were to write a book about writing a tabletop game,
oh my god,
you don't need it would be a chapter name.
Yeah, actually. Like, slash and burn, a surprisingly big part of game design in my experience.
Some people think we go too hard.
No. That's... You say that because you don't have to play the garbage that we routinely make.
Oh my god.
I still...
Yeah, let's spend the next minute talking about how much we suck.
I mean, yeah, it's like one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite things to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to find some way to frame our first description of the rules of Vault Peddlers and just have it on my wall at all times.
No matter what I'm doing, as long as it's not making that.
Fuck. God.
Ew.
It reminds me of have you ever heard that George Clooney keeps what does he keep from the Batman movie? I think it's like the Bat credit card, or like maybe he has the suit in his office, and somebody was like, "Don't why?" It's like, why do you have that? Like, don't you hate that movie? And it's like, yeah, no, I fucking sucked in it. It was terrible. And they were like, well, why do you have it? It was like, I have it to remind myself to never take on a movie just for the money ever again.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, having a reminder of like, hey, chill the fuck out would be good.
Yeah. I mean, it's, I don't know, less is more is the operandi that,
Yeah.
I don't know. We've done well. We've done well. We've grown.
No, we have. We've come a long, long way from stream 1. How many streams have we done? What have we been doing this for, like 2 years?
Well, yeah, but we lost some.
Well, yeah, I didn't say how many do we have. I mean, how many have we done?
Well,
like, we've streamed mostly every week for almost 2 years. Or no, more than 2 years. It's like 2.5 years.
so yeah, because February is when we started Delvers.
Oh God.
Yeah, so 2 years and like 4 months.
Yeah. Jesus.
I guess I think it was on February 2nd, I want to say. So.
Alright.
Yeah, so
Gonna chew on that for a little while.
It's about 100 streams.
Oh, I would argue it's been more than 100. Like,
Right, because we were doubling up for a while too.
Yeah, no. I would argue we're probably closer to 150 would be my guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Is there I feel myself kind of winding down here. Is there anything else you wanna go over before we leave off?
I mean, we should definitely raid L.
Oh yeah, we should. Is he on?
Yeah.
Sick. Cool.
So like again, this is what are we called? TGS grains.
Hang on, really quick. I'll do our outro in a second. Can you spell the weird way that El's Dragoon is spelled?
ELF
Uh-huh.
DRA
Mhm.
G00N.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I guess with that then, if you're just tuning in to the end here, I am sorry you've mostly missed us. Do stay tuned for El's Dragoon. They're another incredible game designer that makes like one of the coolest games I've ever played. It's called Whisperstone. But if you're interested in who we are, hi, I'm Taylor, that's Corey. We're both halves of TGS Games. We stream every week creating our game Vault Peddlers, but we're actually not doing that over the next month or so. We're doing Pocket Quest 2023's Game Jam, where you produce a tabletop RPG in 2 months. Our game is called God in a Corpse, and it's phenomenal so far. We're really excited about it. It's actually we're getting close to the final push here. If you do want to follow us as we complete this process, get updates on when this is going to be available for you to download and bring to your tables. Give our channel a follow. It helps us out a ton as we keep growing. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Terramundi Games. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you enjoy El's Dragoon, which I'm going to send you over to in 5, 4, what?
No, you're good.
3, 2, 1, blast off.
I only have one.